Our Super Saturday event, Atlanta Northside, was canceled due to health concerns, but you can't stop us. And thanks to technology, we're able to see each other and share this information via the Zoom platform. So I also wanted to say welcome to everybody, and make sure you post it out to your friends on Facebook and they can join in with us. So this afternoon, I have the privilege, along with Team Audacity, to introduce to some and present to others. We have a living legend among us who has his father's DNA running through his veins. Some of you knew his father as Stokely Carmichael, and some of you knew him as Kwame Ture. But he is the son of a living legend, and he's taken up the mantle and doing great things with the people like his father did. And we are just privileged to have him here this afternoon to be our guest presenter. And I'd like to present to you Mr. Brother Eric Ture Muhammad.
All right.
Thank you, Sister Cece. Ready for Revolution. Glad to see everyone. And it is indeed an honor. It's a privilege. It is more than a pleasure to be with us wherever we can be, however we can be. And this is just pure testimony of the opportunity we have in front of us. You know, many of us on the line are wealth builders, and some of you who may be first-time guests, welcome. You're going to learn about an extraordinary opportunity that is in your hands, where it cures everything from the common cold to, to economic strife. So I want to welcome you to this opportunity with Wealth Builders Worldwide, Karatbars International, Team Audacity. We're going to learn a little more about the opportunity in just a moment. But those of us who are familiar with wealth building, we communicate with close to 8 billion people around the world through technology. And this is just one of those moments that is brought home. And I'm reminded by a lot that my father taught us over the years, and of course, other teachers that have been amongst us, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Louis Farrakhan and others. But I remember the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saying to us as a child over his radio broadcast, he used to say, pay close attention to what goes on abroad. You will soon see it at your doors. And here we are in a time where normally on a Saturday, we might be able to go outside, rain, shine, didn't matter. We would communicate and connect with each other. We'd be shopping, we go to live events, we go out to movies, we go to theater. We just enjoy each other, enjoy family. But here now, you find yourself where the things that have been visited abroad are literally, as he said, now at our door. And the beauty about what we represent, and to show you how divinely coordinated it is, we were already doing this. So this platform that you see, it may be new to some of you. It may be new to some of you who are part of this wealth building family for a while. But we can guarantee you, and we're going to show through technology how we can make the message plain. So we are wealth builders. Our goal is to give clear delivery of an opportunity that I think all of us will enjoy. And I personally think everybody should embrace. But I'm here to say, I'm very clear that we are not responsible for your decision. However, we are responsible for clear delivery of the message, and we hope to accomplish it for you today, along with whatever questions you may have. We're just excited. We're just excited. And to be on the platform with so many greats. I mean, look, we got Paul Stewart in the house. You know, I was jonesing, fiending to be in the brothers' company. And we're here together today over technology. However, we will be face to face. We'll get to shake hands and press flesh at some point soon, I believe. So stay encouraged, family, and enjoy what you're about to see. I see Dark Gables in the house, AKA Glenn Perkins.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, Sister Cece, with your permission, I'll get it underway.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. Can everyone see the screen there?
Yes.
Yes, sir. It looks good.
Excellent. Well, we are Karatbars International. We are Wealth Builders Worldwide. And we're very clear that if you're looking for a better way, you've come to the right place. So if you're ready, here we go. First, as Sister Cece said, I am Brother Eric Ture Muhammad. I appreciate brother. I think brother is probably the greatest title any male can be given, because it covers everything in terms of everything from being a servant to a leader. But it keeps at the base the foundation of being a family. And that's what we truly are. I'm a part of Team Freedom, which is another platform inside the Wealth Building Group, also Team Kalfani, where I'm also a radio host for the Kalfani radio platform, the Gold is Gold show. If you notice there at the bottom, it says teams throughout the US, UK, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Philippines, China, India, Pakistan, and growing. Well, all that is actual fact. You know, from the comforts of your home, you can run a business. From the comforts of your closet, or if you have to go to the restroom, or you're in a car, you can run your business. And the beauty about it, you're not running the business to work for money. The money works for you when you learn what money is. I'm currently a bronze director in the Karatbars family, and again, a student of Wealth Builders Worldwide. And in case you don't know, Wealth Builders Worldwide is an affiliate group that's gathered of independent affiliates under the great banner of Karatbars International. I'm also a follower and helper to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam. I'm a son of Baba Kwame Ture, also known as Stokely Carmichael, as Sister mentioned. And my pedigree, my DNA is just like the rest of you. We all come from the same father. We all come from the same father. We all have different skill sets. We have different gifts. We have different talents. Well, that's the gift that was given to us by the Creator. How we use it is our gift back to Him. And the DNA that I'm made up of, you're going to find that you're made up of the very same. Some of you are exercising far greater than I could ever imagine to do myself. But that's what makes us such a great collective, because in unity, we can accomplish much. I also contribute to the weekly newspaper in America, the Final Call newspaper, which is actually the largest independent Black weekly in the world. And of course, there, I married my sponsor. That's my wife that I'm all hugged up with. So don't think I'm out here stepping out on anybody. That's my wife, Sister Falami Muhammad. And we're very excited about the opportunity. She tricked me into this business, and I'm so happy that she had. So I'm in confession mode today. You get full disclosure. I'm very happy that she tricked me into this opportunity. It was an intervention. I was hard-headed. My mind wasn't working right. I was confused, dazed, and scatterbrained. But through intervention, I've been saved. Hallelujah.
All right.
All right.
All right, come on, screen. Work with me now. Work with me. It's not advancing here. We're on a little freeze. Please move this window away from shared application. My screen is paused. Okay, here we go. We ask the question in our world of wealth building quite often, what is your dream? What is your dream? That's the main question that we have, because many of us have ideas, goals, and gifts. Many of us have visions for what we would like to accomplish with our life. As children, we wanted to mimic what we saw. So if you saw a police officer, you saw a fireman, or if you saw a nurse, you might have wanted to be those things. If you saw a teacher, or you saw a great speaker in front of you, you wanted to be those things, you know, because there was something in front of you that served as a yardstick of measure of possibly accomplishing your goal, possibly accomplishing a dream or objective. But in that process, once we reached a certain age, dreams were made to lay dormant or eventually crushed. Well, you'll find that the CEO and founder of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Mr. Tyrone Best, he put together an excellent treatise. It's a book, a simple read called The Dream Chaser Manifesto. It's a dreamer's guide to surviving in a jungle of non-dreamers. And I submit to you, family, that we have absolutely
Can I use the charger for a little bit?
brought to a
Mommy said stay with you.
jungle of non-dreamers. You know, Ben Franklin says between the ages of you live between the ages of you dream between the ages of up to 18 and married at 65. So why is that? Why does that happen? You know, it's because we've been stripped or divorced from a faculty. We've been stripped or divorced from an opportunity. My share has ended. It's going to come back up in just a moment. And I'll take the time now. I'm going to mute everyone's phone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I figured out the button last week. Now I'm trying to figure out again this week. Let's see here. It has not given me the mute. All right, y'all just be good. That's all I can say.
Everyone should mute their lines, please.
And I'm going to ask your apology. The stream is rebooting. But I will say this: everyone should have a dream. Ben Franklin says you live until you're 18, buried at 65. Well, what happened between 19 and 65? What happened was no job. This is no work. So we found ourselves employed and being at the service of other people, of other dreams, of other folks' desires. When that happens, folks, then eventually your dream is crushed. And we no longer know what it is to have a dream. We no longer know what it is to have a vision. You know, we have suffered that. And so now we're in the opportunity where we can, again, dream and even dream bigger. And how do we dream bigger? We dream bigger by the creation of a tool that will allow us the opportunity to be ourselves, to allow us to be free, to allow us to, again, establish goals for ourselves, have wants and needs for our families, and then as a result, go ahead on and move forward in helping those dreams to be realized. Okay, we're almost there as I'm awaiting this reboot. You know, what we do in our world of Karatbars is very simple. We save in gold. We master the art of paying ourselves first. Paying ourselves first is truthfully the right thing to do. We've never known what that was before. We never knew what it was to pay ourselves first because we were born into a system that encouraged us to take care of everything else and everybody but ourselves. We were in such a systematic self-denial that we didn't even know we should have been paying ourselves. But we are learning, and we've learned in this culture, which you'll learn a little bit more of today, that we don't necessarily have to do any longer what the wealthy say. We do what the wealthy do. And in doing what they do, you'll find that the first premise in all of it is known as paying yourself first. There's a gentleman who wrote a book in the early 1900s named George Clayson, and his book is entitled The Richest Man of Babylon. And in that book, Mr. Clayson talks about everyone has a right to keep a percentage of what they earn. He goes on to say that if you can't save 10% of your earnings for yourself, then the seed of greatness is not in you. And the seed of greatness not being in you doesn't mean that you weren't born with it, that it was you were divorced from it. No, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying there is it had not been activated. That seed had not been activated. So now we find ourselves in a position where most of us practice the process of spending before saving. And we're here to reverse that. In fact, I would encourage you to do something else. Eliminate spend from your vocabulary. Just eliminate it, because it has a negative connotation to your spirit, to your wealth accumulation, to your asset protection. I'll give you an example. When you say spend, what do? You take from what you have and you give it off somewhere else with no intention for it to return. Think about that. When you spend, you give it away. When you spend, it is gone, right? But if we were to change the language, just remove it from the vocabulary, instead of saying spend, let's say circulate. Because when something's in circulation, it returns to a point of origin. It returns to its beginning. It returns to you. But because it circulates, it returns to you in multiples. It's a multiplied return. We could say used. Circulate, I like a little better. But spend, I absolutely strive to read
Let's say
vocabulary
circulate.
because we're literally chasing something away from ourselves.
It returns to its beginning. It returns to you. But because it circulates, it
Is
returns.
someone stream on? I hear playback.
Yes, it was Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
But the screen says,
All right. What is it doing here now? Okay. It looks like it's finally booting. I don't know what the problem was, ladies and gentlemen, but I appreciate the fact that technology kept us united and kept us together. So can everyone still hear me?
yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sounding good.
All right. So we learn to pay ourselves first. And what we do in this wonderful process, ladies and gentlemen, we take paper and we exchange it for gold. We exchange it for its face value in gold. And you're going to learn why that's so important, because in this society, we deal out of paper. I know we call it cash, or we call it fiat currency, or the dollar bill, but the dollar bill does not have the ability to store value. So it's a declining currency, meaning the purchasing power, the spending power behind it is no longer there. Okay, because it has to be backed by an asset. As long as it's backed by an asset, you have something to work with. You have tools to work with. But without an asset backing the dollar, then it has very little value in terms of purchasing power. So today, we hope to move us in a position where you can leverage that dollar, and as a result, leverage the economy within your own home. Okay, give me some screens here. Let's see if this will work. See here. All right, can we see?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, hopefully it will.
All clear. Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. Okay, you've been through it already. You already know I confess my wife tricked me into this opportunity. The Dream Chaser Manifesto. I want you to find a way to get a hold of that book. So those who invited you to this opportunity, those of you who sponsored you into this opportunity, or if you tune into our regular trainings and broadcasts, you can find out how you can get a hold of this book, The Dream Chaser Manifesto. It will absolutely destroy that field of non-dreamers and produce nothing but a land of opportunity for you. So we ask ourselves often, and we encourage this question amongst our people: what's your plan? I want you all to take time to repeat after me. If you're not muted, repeat after me. If you always do,
If you
always do
what you've always done,
what you've
what you always done,
Done.
you will always get
you will always get
Always get
what you've always gotten.
what
what
you've
you always
got.
got.
Thank you. Keep that in mind, because I want to ask you this question: what is your plan? Where are you in life right now? What would you like to be in the future? Those are very serious questions, but those questions apply to people who are dreaming. There are people who have ideas or have goals. Now, I know it applies to all of you on this line because you're on the line. Somewhere along life, someone made you aware of self-awareness. Someone pricked your conscience to bring you here today. You could have been anywhere on the planet, and some of you are, but you chose to be with us in this hour to share this opportunity, and we're grateful. So here you are. Where would you like to be in the future? Well, can you accomplish that? Because if you keep doing this for the next 10 years, what you did for the last 10 years, will you reach your goal? Is it possible? Is it even feasible to entertain? And the truth of the matter is, we really don't have enough time, not doing the same thing we've been doing. In our timeline, we'll put it to you like this. We go through 21 years at least of education. Most of us who go through the formal education, I call it training. I don't mean to insult. I just like to call things as it is. So we start school at roughly the age of 5. We graduate. We go all the way to college. We even go and do graduate work. Well, that's 21 years of education. And inside those 21 years, we do all that just to get a degree to hustle what we call backwards. We end up in employment. Now, I'm not knocking employment. I'm not knocking jobs. Even though You'll find many of us in many circles will describe job as just over broke, or will describe job as jump out of bed. And many of us experience these things. I used to have a job, and then I fired my boss last month. You know, this opportunity will allow you to take charge of your life again. See, the true meanings of job, one is selling time for money. It's a barter, it's an exchange. You're giving up your time freedom, you're giving up your location freedom, you're giving up financial freedom to get locked into a false sense of security, because you get a fixed income, whether it be through 40 hours a week or 30 hours a week, or whether it be through a salary that's been mandated, where you're paid every 2 weeks or once a month or however it works. You know, it's a finite, it's a fixed income. And we're made to think that this is job security, but it really isn't. In fact, job truthfully means a role in society. A role in society. What is society? Society is a set of systems, folks, that allow the world to function, or allow that environment to function. And I submit to you, as my father taught me, that the system that we've submitted to, unbeknownst to us, is a system known as poverty. Have any of y'all ever heard of poverty? Well, poverty is defined as punishment for a crime you didn't commit. Poverty is like punishment for a crime you did not commit. Mind you, you're born into a world full of debt. You know, here you are as adults today. If you have a house that's not fully paid for, you have a house note. If you have a car that you have not paid for, you have a car note. If you take out loans for school, or loans for business, or loans for personal matters, you have to sign a promissory note promising to repay the debt that you ascribe to. Well, if you look at your dollar bill, on the back it says "In God We Trust," but on the front it says Federal Reserve what? Note. You see, it's a system of debt, and the system is tracked. There's serial numbers on your paper, the dollar bill, okay? And those serial numbers track the amount of debt in society. Your Social Security number tracks the movement of the debt through society as you play your role in society. It's hustling backwards, folks. And somewhere along the line, we've been made to be the residual income for someone else, the residual income for someone else's system. We put in all the work, and someone else is reaping the reward or the benefit of our labor, because we had not learned the pure science of paying ourselves first. So many of us go into retirement between the ages of 62 and 65. Why? Because through this system of training, we believe that retirement is based on a number, and it has nothing to do with the number. It only has to do with the money. If you have enough money to retire, you'll leave. I had enough, and I fired my boss, because there's freedom in exchange. So the hard truths are, we have an average life expectancy now in America, according to reports of 2019, of 81 years old, and 16 years approximately after retirement. Well, here's the issue. In society now, there's another report that came out just before the close of 2019, that if you're forced to return to work as a result of not being able to make ends meet after retirement, you are likely rather to take 5 years off of your life expectancy, just from the stress alone of thinking you made it and then having to go back. You know, the Policy Institute, so many reports and studies come out. They say that the average retirement family savings between the age of 32 and 61 is $95,000. That is not true. I don't know who they got that stat from. I don't know what 4 or 5 people they put together, but most Americans have less than $200 in savings. Think about that. And in the so-called age of retirement, you know, we got healthcare costs. It runs close to $300,000 in retirement. That is a fact. Just think of the medicines that some of us are made to get. $500 a pill, not a bottle, not a supply. $500 a pill some of us are paying for some of the ailments that we're forced to live with. In fact, here's another shocking point. Now, when I was growing up, some of you might have suffered it. There weren't any health food stores when I was growing up. There was no such thing as a health food store because everything came from farm to corner. You know, we ate wholesome, we lived wholesome, but now we've turned into recipients of death, the slow kill, fast foods, microwave age. You know, it's really a slight, but all the ailments that are coming about now, you find totally related to our not having the control of the food we consume. And when we lose certain control measures, we encourage health costs, thus $300,000 a year in retirement. So here we are, dazed and confused, family. Then we have a 401k. I did a stream a couple of nights ago. I don't know if any of you saw it, but I was extremely hurt. I was heartbroken for so many of my former colleagues because in one night, in the snap of a finger, the Dow fell 23,000 points and it wiped out 2,300 points and it wiped out their entire 401k savings. They had nothing left. Some of them had been working almost 30 years for the same companies in the same industry. And they all had dreams of where they were going, what they were going to do with their monies that they saved. No matter if it was a lot, no matter if it was a little, it was theirs because they fulfilled the promise. I'll keep the job. I'll put into the retirement because I'll be investing into myself. No, it's been proven that you were investing into investors and they lost their entire life savings. And now combined with the fact that Social Security is scheduled or close to ending, running out of funds by 2034. You're talking about 14 years from now, total depletion of Social Security. We need a greater way. Now, for those of you who are baby boomers, like me, you find yourself in a situation where your parents are actually, this is the only generation in recent years where the parents are now living as long, or longer rather. So now you as a child find yourself taking care of the grandparent or the parent, and wait, your children are coming behind you having children, but wait, they don't have the job stability nor the spending power, the purchasing power of the income. So now everybody's almost in the same house. Some of us had to downsize our living. There's so many of us as parents now living with in the household with our children to help make the ends meet all the way around. Some of us are taking care of our children's children so that that child now can go out and work and be free to do it. You know, these are just examples. It's not a put down. This is just a reality of what the kind of world we moved into. So that's why when you go to stores like Walmart and you see so many of us coming out of retirement because we say we just want to get out and have something to do. Well, you know, if you have money, you do everything else but take another job. So the reality is they're doing it because they have to. They are forced to work in survival mode. So when does the person actually retire? When does the person actually live debt free? Right there. Right there. When you RIP. And who inherits the debt? Most times, the children that are left behind. There's a better way, family. So you finally started your family. Everybody's happy, right? Now you're at a point where you have to have that talk. You will go to school for 12 years, college for 4 more years, then you work until you die. Great. That's the broken system, family. That's the reality of what you walk into. Dazed and confused. You're going to learn about that 40-40-40 plan. You learn coming through all those years that you worked 40 years of your life for 40 hours a week and you retired on 40% less income than what you were earning. The biggest problem is inflation. You cannot exponentially, you can't rather outgrow or outwork an exponential inflation with a flat income or a linear income. You see how the cost of living goes up every day? You see the cost of goods, products, and services going up every day. Does your salary do that? Do you get daily raises in your hourly job? It doesn't happen. And again, if we continue to do what we've always done, we will always get, family, what we've always gotten. We just don't have enough time. Warren Buffett. This man just lost I think it was somewhere in the tune of $28 billion this week. He has billions more. He's not worried. He and his wife probably still went out to have dinner after it was lost. But he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Well, in Wealth Builders Worldwide, we are a culture that teaches the value and the significance of money. And our mentor and CEO, Mr. Michael L. Dalco, CEO stands for, it's a moniker, stands for Constantly Empowering Others. He says, if you don't find out what real money is, you will work until you die. Now, what is money? Money is an instrument of value, right? It's an instrument by which you give it value. However, it has to be something that serves as a store of value. It must store your labor. It must be worth as much or more in the future than it is today. Do you find that reality with your dollar? If not, then I submit to you that that's not really money. What do we do with paper? We can burn it. We can wipe with it. We can blow into it. You know, we can write notes on it. Those are about the only things I know that you can really do with paper. But it cannot hold value. So in Wealth Builders, we teach you how to create the residual income that will. We teach you how to accumulate appreciating assets, meaning we're going to take that same paper that you have and we're going to exchange it for gold. And by doing that within your household, you will literally outrun inflation and you'll be able to utilize the advantages of the current tax code.
Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses.
Bug, it's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It's not
fun.
It's not fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
It's what?
Taxes.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Poor Donnie. Donnie learned that taxes could take as much as 40% of your income that you work so hard for over the course of your career. Now, he's learned this at a young age playing Monopoly with his family. Imagine what we go through year after year. 40% of the income, taxes could be lost at. You work 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life, only to come out to a reduced 40% of income. Oh, yeah. It's rough, family. So what do we do about it? Quite simple. We have to own a business. Now, what you're about to see here is an example of what's known as the cash flow quadrant. This was created and introduced to the world by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, author of the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, okay? And he determined that 95% of the world has a job, okay? And then the rest of us own a job. Now, this left side of that quadrant where you see the E and the S displayed, that's known as the poor community. That's the broke side of the quadrant. 95% of all of us are employed or create or own jobs, all right? You may have a brick and mortar business, but you have the same responsibility as the employee does, except you turn the lights on and off. You unlock and lock the doors. You make sure people are paid. You make sure inventory is placed. You have a generally more responsibility than the employee, but both of you yield the same amount of leverage with the business. None. You have no leverage because you don't have the benefit of others working for you to the point where you enjoy residual growth and residual wealth. However, if you own a system, if you're a part of a system, if you have a system, you find yourself on the rich side of the quadrant approaching freedom. Because with a system that works for you, not the system of poverty that we're in right now, that's the left side of that quadrant. The other side of that quadrant is where you have a system that works for you. What does that mean? That means that you now have a system that not only works for you, but now the money as well works for you. Most people on the left side of that system, or not most, but if you have a job, you know, that's 95% of the population, and only 5% of the wealth stays in the hands of that population. However, on the right side of the quadrant, where you have a system, you see 95% of the wealth. So we want you to move from B to I. We want you to move from rich to freedom. We got that for you today if you're ready. A leveraged business that maximizes both the B and I quadrant relates to freedom. And thus you find that in our opportunity with Karatbars International. We answer all 4 questions. We create residual income. We create accumulation of appreciating assets. We create a way to outrun inflation because our vehicle is an asset. We have learned that gold is money. That was the world's best kept secret from you. Now you're part of the mighty 1%. You now know that gold is money, where the other 99% has no idea. And that's where you come in. You'll be able to take advantage of the tax codes. You won't be sitting there crying like Donnie. You'll understand that you can't wait to file a tax as a home-based business, because filing taxes as a home-based business puts you at the top of the wealth chain. The advantages of the tax codes are immeasurable. Karatbars International was founded in 2011, 9 years ago, almost 10 now, in Stuttgart, Germany. If you see that in the little map, it's just adjacent to the Mercedes-Benz headquarters there in Stuttgart, Germany. Matter of fact, we even share the same break rooms and cafeterias. This is the founder and CEO, the visionary, Dr. and Senator Harold Constantine Seitz. He's been in a lot of magazines, a lot of books. He's a 2-time author. He's also known as the King of Gold. The Future of Money was his first book through the European Union, and then Think Big that gave the biographical sketch. Now, what is it and what is the mission of Dr. Seitz? Well, we're living recipients of the mission. Let me share it with you. He said, my mission is to produce the highest quality gold available in the market, make it easily accessible to the masses of honest people around the world at a price point everyone can afford. My goal, Dr. Seitz says, is that Karatbars helps millions find financial freedom, through the elimination of debt. We accumulate gold. There you have Robert Kiyosaki on the left that I quoted earlier. Now I have a quote from a former Fed chief, Alan Greenspan. He said, he who owns gold always has money. So how is it that the Federal Reserve knows and understands that gold is money, but wouldn't teach it to the masses? Why is it that we're being made to chase paper and throw all this paper into their banks? It is because, ladies and gentlemen, they use that paper and exchange it for the hard asset of gold and keep it for themselves. They don't teach you this. They let you go into the bank and make your great deposit, and you feel good because you hear nice elevator music throughout the bank, and you see a security officer standing there with his gun. You feel like everything is on the up and up, and you go and sit with the woman in the dress suit or the man in the pantsuit and tie, and they give you all these documents to sign, and you give up your money, and then you leave shaking hands with an agreement. And as you walk out the bank, don't forget, right there on the counter, there's a bowl of suckers, and the sucker's called Dum Dum, and we walk out with that Dum Dum. Well, in this screen here that you're looking at, you see some of the small incremental gold denominations that we have in Karatbars. Karatbars International is the world's largest provider of incremental gold. We make it available in line with Dr. Seitz' vision. It's small, it's transactionable, it's affordable, and you can stack it. What happens when you stack gold? Well, very simply put, in 1932, since 1932, gold outperformed currency by more than 6,200%. If you had $100,000 worth of gold acquired in 1932, that gold right now is worth over $6 million, because gold is an appreciating asset. It is a store of value. Gold is money. And an asset is a value instrument that appreciates or grows over time. Now, gold also gives price stability. Here's an example. A kilogram of gold, or $645 US in 1920, would have gotten you that wonderful Model T Ford. Today, your Ford at base sticker price costs $40,000. Now, does that mean that it's $40,000 because it's worth more than the 645? Well, not necessarily. What it does mean, without an asset backing the dollar any longer, because gold came off the gold, the dollar came off the gold standard in 1971. Without it backing it now, it takes more of those dollars to satisfy the purchasing needs or the purchase power requirements of the seller or manufacturer. So today, your dollar bill is worth roughly 4 to 5 cents. It fluctuates 4 to 5 cents worldwide. So it takes more of those dollar bills to satisfy the cost that the manufacturer or seller is requiring you to render. But family, if you had that 1 kilogram of gold today, and we all have gold in Karatbars, you could literally purchase that vehicle and get change back because of the stability that gold, an asset, a hard asset, gives to every economy. How about this real quick? $20 in 1998 could give you a full basket of groceries. 2005, you have a bigger bill, a bigger head. I guess the groceries paid for the bill because it's a little lighter. Now you have a totally faded 20 and you don't even get a basket. You roughly have enough items to put in the little blue picnic basket. In fact, I dare to say in most areas of the world, you can go in there with $20 US now, and whatever you buy, you can stick in your pocket and keep on moving. Because inflation is where the prices of goods and services go up and the value of your money decreases. So what do? We pay ourselves first, not last, because the #1 millionaire secret is to exchange those declining paper dollars into the world's best tier 1 appreciating asset, which is gold. What does tier 1 mean? For those that don't know, tier 1 means in the world of finance, it's equal to no risk. There's no risk in holding gold. There's no risk in having gold. There's no risk in storing gold. There's no risk in exchanging your paper dollars into gold. That's the secret that the wealthy don't want you to know, that the banksters, that's gangsters with a B, the banksters have no intention of you knowing. But the gig is up now because we're part of that 1% that knows, and we're telling everybody. So the poor, middle class, the rich and wealthy, what's the difference between the two? Well, they use that word that I don't necessarily like, but in the poor and middle class, we spend before we save. Well, we flip the script in the world of wealth building. We save and invest in ourselves and spend out of the commission, out of what's earned, but we keep the gold. Man, we're going to teach you some stuff today. Our business model is simple. We're going to show you how to start your own business, maximize your taxes. We're going to show you how to work with that tier 1 asset, gold. And we're going to show you how to build a referral network to create residual income. Now, if you're ready, I'm going to run through this real quick. How do you make the money? Already established for you what kind of business it is. Already told you how much you can make, which is unlimited. And this is what you have to do to get it. The 2 keys to our compensation plan, we deal out of leverage and exponential growth. Leverage means we have a hard asset in our household that allows us to stretch our dollars. And exponential growth means if I tell somebody about the opportunity and they do as I do, I get compensated for it. Look, you may think you can't do this, but truth be told, you give referrals every day. You refer people to a movie, you refer people to a dress, you refer people to colognes or perfumes or a good book to read. You don't get paid for any of those things. But here you can refer people to how to save their household and get paid for it. We don't want your money. We want you, family, to want your money. John Paul Getty says this, the wealth principle. I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Aren't you tired of working harder? Would you rather work smarter? If I could tell somebody, hey, if you save monthly in gold, exchange your paper for gold, and you get paid to save it, wouldn't you do that knowing that it's going to pay you too? So we're not financial advisors. Y'all already know that. But we are sharing with you out of our experiences just to give you an idea, a picture of how you can reward yourself and how you can live by paying yourself first. So here's some of the many streams of income that we're going to work through today. Let's start with the free gold savings account, because that's what you're asked to register for. We ask you to join us with your free gold savings account. We don't want your social security number. We don't want your credit cards. We don't need any of that. All you need to do is be willing to create a username, a password, submit your mailing address, your phone number, your birth date, and email address. And you're in business in over 140 countries worldwide, 146 to date, 7.5 billion people. So in our unilevel bonus system, we save in gold. We exchange paper dollars. And from a free position, you can literally grow your your organization by saving gold for yourself and sharing with others how they can do it. You sponsor at least 5 people to maximize the unilevel compensation plan, and you can earn up to 6% into infinity, folks. Now, in case you don't know what infinity is, I'm in Atlanta today, so I'm going to channel my outcast. Infinity is forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. You will be compensated monthly through our unilevel compensation plan to infinity, forever. All right. Then with this plan, you have the direct commissions. Now, this is optional. This is another optional plan where you can acquire a business package. You can pick any package of your choice. All the packages that we have, from bronze, silver, gold to VIP, they all do the same thing in terms of giving you direct commissions. In the first generation, meaning if you get me to acquire a package, you get a 10% commission off the cost of the package. If I, in turn, go to somebody else and do it, you still get a 3% commission. If that someone I went to goes to somebody else, you still get a 2% commission. You see how exponential growth works? Let me give you a greater example. If you sponsored 10 people and those 10 people did as you did, you're getting 10% across the lines of 10 people or more. And they take it to another generation, now, who each sponsor 10 people, you see 100 people getting you 3%. Or if you go to that third generation, you now have 1,000 people giving you 2%. Oh, the leverage is fire, family. That's direct commission. But wait, there's more. Welcome to the dual team bonus. This is where we really see the growth of our money. Now, mind you, we're all savers, okay? We earn monthly just through saving in gold. We earn a monthly commission. However, if you ever find yourself wanting to accelerate your income by earning more than once a month, you can now earn 5 times a month with the acquisition of a package. Because in that package, you have a dual commission system. That means that every time a person on your left team or right team acquires gold products or business packages, it creates units. So for every 25 units on one side and 50 units on the other, you get what's known as a DTP, which stands for dual team payout. And depending on the status that you acquired your package, meaning it was bronze, silver, gold, or VIP, that means that you will get a payout equal to 40 euros if it's bronze, all the way up to 80 euros as a VIP, or roughly $100 US if you just need brass tacks on VIP, into infinity. Into infinity. Each of the packages that are acquired by others will yield you, have the potential of yielding you 2 dual team payouts, and will always gain you units by which the DTPs are tabulated. And you can get paid up to 180,000 dual team payouts per week maximum. Now, I don't know anyone that's done that yet, but that's roughly $1.6 to $1.8 million a week potential. I don't know if you can use that. That might be a little small for some of you. That's why we dream big. Some of us don't dream as big, but I'm there. So we also have promotions, our 5 and 5 promotion, and your sponsors will show you how this works. Your leaders will show you how this works. And quite simply put, if 5 new affiliates within your first 5 weeks of acquiring a business package, not from the time you join Karatbars, but from the time you acquired a package, at your package level or higher, the company will upgrade you to the next package status at no cost. That's an upgrade, okay? But look how it works. This is where exponential growth really factors in. You can actually earn 2 upgrades within the first 5 weeks to the next highest package at no cost. But let's say this is you. You open a free account, choose a business package, and set up auto exchange, meaning you're saving for yourself. Then part of your dual team, then start your dual team by sponsoring 2 or more people to do the same. You see the direct commissions that we talked about earlier, right? The 10% direct commission, when you sponsor the affiliate, you get the second generation who duplicates your steps, you get 3% of that. And those who were further down the line, duplicate your steps, you get 2% of that. But let's say if you want to do this as a, I don't know, as a part-time, because we're not against people having jobs. You should always be in a position to finance your freedom. You should always be in a position to decide how you want your future to look, okay? So if you now have people that you sponsored who are duplicating the 2 steps that you've taken, which was to open an account, get you a package, and set up your auto exchange. Look how it grows. It will just continue. And you can find yourself earning from this model alone, you can find yourself earning from 3 simple steps, $2,000 or more a month part-time for the next 90 to 120 days. There's a gentleman who we know in the world of Karatbars right here in Georgia. He's working part-time and earning $20,000 a month. Part-time. We didn't even know he's working the business part-time. Shocked us. But that's just the beginning, family, because there are no levels in this, and you grows and moves into infinity. As far down as China, as wide as the universe. And remember, 180,000 dual team payouts per week are at your disposal. Here's the other part of it that gets really good. This is known as the matching bonus. This is the part that my wife enjoys, because every time I get paid, and everybody in my organization of 2,000 get paid, she gets paid because they got paid. Weekly payouts of the earned commission out of cycles in your downline. Karatbars is so ingenious, Dr. Sykes is so ingenious that he spreads the wealth across the platform. If you're broke in this opportunity, it's because you want to be. So if you have a bronze status, you receive a 5% commission off of the first 2 generations of the business that you've acquired. If you're silver, you go 3 generations. If you're gold, you go as far as 5 generations. If you're a VIP, you go as far as 7 generations. Now, if you're a couple and you're married, you might as well call that 14 generations. Matter of fact, let me go back to that just real quick. If you're single and you have a business, because you can sign your business up under you, that's 14. So you can also choose a multi-pack, receive multiple multi-package matching bonuses as well. Now, the power of the multi-pack, and you'll learn that in other streams as we go down the road, you have E-points. E-points are like your rewards points if you frequently flew anywhere, or if you have travel benefits, or if you have hotel stays and you get those cards. Or some of us are old enough to remember the stamp program where we had the S&H or S&W stamps, and you would take these stamps and you would collect them and you put them in a book, and then you would take the book and redeem them and, through a catalog, or redeem them at a area distributor. Well, it works on the same principle, okay? And you can earn free gold, all right? And, you know, these statuses, they run from packages 2 through 7. And they give you a plethora of E-points, which stands for exclusive points, okay? And the more points you accumulate, the greater the awards and rewards in the program, all right? You will earn matching bonuses and exclusive points and free gold throughout your entire organization with just a VIP status alone. Now, the power of these packages are quite simple. You know, 2, you earn 900 points per, you earn 900 points per VIP package on this generation. It could be 1,800 points with just 2 people. You know, and as you go down the line, 4, 8, 16, you know, as it grows, you could find yourself with more than 115,000 E-points. Now, what does that do for you? Well, in the accumulation, you could use that to acquire free gold. You can get one of our beautifully, highly advanced, hackable, completely unhackable K1 Impulse phones. The same as purely unhackable, highly encrypted WIM laptop computer. You acquire other goods and services at participating K-merchant outlets and stores. You can move this through our Caribbean exchange to acquire Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you know, and you will not be finding yourself coming out of your pocket. All these things happen for you free, just through the accumulation of E-points. You can also redeem them for cash. I'll give you an example. Mr. Dalco, who we cited earlier, well, earlier this week, he roughly accumulated 64 some, I want to say 64 grams of gold. I forgot how many E-points, But even at 100,000 E points, they're redeemable from anywhere from 10 to 25 cent euro per point. So at 100,000 at 10 points, you multiply that by 10, 100,000 times 10 cents. That's free money. All this is doable. It's happening for me now, and we're just talking. Karatbars has long-term incentive programs where you're saving and creating volume inside the system. They give you gifts and equate. You guys can get these gifts that are pictured here, or you can get its value in gold. Anywhere from the Karatbars leather bag all the way up to $1 million villa built anywhere in the world. Name, your name on the deed and keys, all handed to you directly. That's the power of this opportunity. So you can't quantify the value of gold any more than you can quantify the value of the creator that created it. It's indestructible, just like the God that created is indestructible. And it was put in your hands. That's part of that DNA we were talking about earlier in Ms. Cece's introduction. So our payment system, we get weekly and monthly payouts through our global, personalized, and privately issued Karatbars Global MasterCard. This is where our cash commissions are placed, and it handles all of your cash flow needs. And if you're saving in gold through our loyalty program, if you're saving at least 1 gram of classic gold monthly, at the end of month 12, coming into the first month or your 13th month in that respect, you'll find yourself positioned to earn free gold. In fact, the gold commissions are so tremendous, you'll find yourself with the opportunity to earn as upwards 25 grams of gold a month. Free. Did I say free? I'm sorry, I meant to say free. So the Karatbars advantages in a nutshell, family. We're a 9-year-old company. We're in 146 countries, and all of our product is delivered by FedEx. Karatbars International is the #1 client of FedEx. Anywhere in the world where physical gold can be delivered, FedEx is the one that brings it to your door. All commissions are paid on the privately issued MasterCard that we showed you a sample of a moment ago, and there are over 900,000 affiliates worldwide. You have a complete support system. There's no cost to register, no mandatory monthly fees or expenses, and you have a 24/7 operating multi-million-dollar software as soon as you register for your free gold savings account. And as soon as you verify your email in the back office to show that your email address is accurate, you will open the doors to your own gold bank and statement. You will open the doors by putting in your username that you chose and your password that you chose, and you'll open up a whole world of multimedia software exclusively yours, tracking your activities as you see fit. And our product, once again, 24 karat, 999.9 pure gold. Now, what's the value in knowing that? Well, it's LBMA certified. That means it's the London Bullion Marketing Association. It's the grade of gold that nations use to settle debt. And that's the opportunity that's in front of you right now, family. It's there. So it's a worldwide market, gigantic marketing potential, 7 billion customers or more. You have unique products. You have an innovative company that's always turning the corner with something new and improved. With substantial compensation program is the best on the planet. I don't care what you think about multi-level marketing programs. This is an MLM. I don't care what you think about direct sales plans. This is not that. This is an e-commerce company. And our product is what everyone else is striving for. Our product is money. That's why you drive. That's why you work. That's why you currency trade. You do all that to get money. Well, there's no risk in our avenue, in our way, and in our opportunity. We cut all the steps in half for you because our product is what you're chasing. We just happen to know what the product is. Our product is money. Gold is money. You've learned that today, some of you for the first time. Others are celebrating in the fact, relishing in the fact that they already know it, and now it's the opportunity to share it with the world. So there are 3 types of people after seeing this presentation. The one who says, it's gold, I'm in there, and you ain't got to waste no more time. Where do I sign? How do I register? Those of you, there's some of you are very excited, but you still have some questions. And then there's others who say, well, this may not be for me. Well, at least get the free account until you figure out just how, in fact, it is for you. Because Another quote from J. Paul Getty: if you have nothing to lose and everything to gain, by all means, try it. In our world of Karatbars, it's quite simple. You can't lose anything by trying it, but you sure can't gain anything if you don't. And this is the opportunity that's in front of you. Our upcoming events, you see Mr. Dalco and his wife, First Lady says, Sister Manisha Dalco. We have Let's Go Weekend coming September 24th through the 26th in Atlanta, Georgia. Our theme is Relentless, the 2020 Vision. You can go to letsgoweekend.com for all the details and updates in relation to this magnificent event. It's our 10th celebration, Let's Go Weekend. So family, you can always get back to the person that shared Karatbars with you. I hope it's somebody on this line. I hope it's someone that invited you to this opportunity. I hope it's someone who's sharing this link and making it available to all of you to see. I want you to register right now. Get your free gold savings account right now. Visit all of our trainings, our live events, our conferences, and team pages, and use our tools, the affiliate tools that we have for you. Stay plugged in, support your teams. You are independent but not alone, meaning that you're in business for yourself, but you're not necessarily by yourself. So thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to share. And any questions, comments, or critiques, I'm more than happy to acknowledge. Thank you, Sister Cece.
Well, thank you, Brother Ture Muhammad. Let's give him a big hand as if we were there in person.
All right.
Unmute yourself.
Woo-hoo! Thank
Yes.
you.
Excellent job.
Yes.
I mean, he's an amazing leader. He's known all over the world, and he's took the time to spend the time with us today to share with us so we can get the information with other people. And I am just so grateful and thankful, Brother Eric Ture, for you doing what you did today. Thank you so much.
Well, we thank you.
Do we have any questions that you'd like to ask Brother Muhammad? This is the time to get your questions answered.
I see a lot of free people on this line.
Yes, sir.
I see some freedom-loving folk on this line.
Well, we don't have any questions right now. I'd like to get a couple of testimonies from some of the leaders that are on the line. And I'd like to start with someone who is a leader in Team Audacity. And she is amazing and always there to help everyone and to help the team to succeed. And she's all the way from Alabama. And I'd like to hear from Diane Ship.
Woohoo! The ship has come in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Well, I'm just going to give you a little bit of how I got started in Karatbars International. And I have a few little notes I wrote down, but I've been a Karatbars affiliate for about 4.5 years, well, a little over 4 years now, excuse me. I'm a VIP gold manager. I retired from the U.S. Postal Service in 2012, excuse me, after 28 years of service. And the reason I became a Karatbars affiliate is because a friend of mine and a coworker, former coworker, introduced it to me. And Mr. Cluis Cox, if you all know Mr. Cluis Cox, he's my sponsor. He called me back in 2015, and he asked me if I had heard of a company called Karatbars International. And I told him I had not. And he started telling me a little bit about the company and what they were doing and what they were all about. And he asked me if I was interested in signing up. So I went ahead and signed up because I knew Cluis. We had worked together before. I kind of trusted him because he also told me that it was free. And that was a no-brainer, free. So I signed up. But I didn't do anything for, I guess, about 1.5 years. And he called me back and he asked me if I had looked in my back office. And I was kind of confused because I went back office. I hadn't even looked at my account at all. I forgot all about Karatbars. But and I was a little ashamed to tell him that I didn't even know what he was talking about. But he talked me through it and he showed me what I had to do. So I did what he told me to do. And the reason I didn't know anything about Karatbars because I wasn't plugging in. I wasn't plugging into the freedom calls, to the trainings or anything like that. So that's why, I didn't know. But he told me how to log into my account, and he showed me all the affiliates that was in my downline. And he said that if I would just do a little bit, just show 2 other people how to do it, get a package, show 2 other people how to do what I did, we could all get paid. So I did that. He told me that if I could get a few people together, and I did, I got a few people together in my home. He came and did a presentation. And that night, 8 people signed up after his presentation.
Wow.
And I've been plugged in ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But the one thing I didn't realize was at the time that I signed up that I was positioning myself for wealth. I didn't realize that until I saw, what was happening in my account. And I just want to say that this is an awesome company. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I thank God for my sponsor, Cluis Cox, that he didn't give up on me. I thank God for my wealth building family. I love you all. And I thank God for Dr. Harold Zeitz, that he, had the idea to create